From a cell to an organism, life's organization. All matter is made of atoms. Atoms combine and form molecules. Molecules make up cells. A large animal, such as a Komodo dragon, is not made of one cell. Instead, it is made of trillions of cells working together. The skin of the Komodo dragon is made of many cells that are specialized for protection. The Komodo dragon has many other types of cells, such as blood cells and nerve cells, which perform other functions. Cells work together in the Komodo dragon and enable the organism to function. This is the same way that cells work together in you and in other multicellular organisms. Recall that some organisms are made of only one cell. These unicellular organisms carry out all the activities necessary to survive, such as absorbing nutrients and getting rid of waste. No matter their size, all organisms are made of cells. Unicellular organisms have only one cell. These organisms do all the things needed for the survival within that one cell. An amoeba is a unicellular organism. It takes in or ingests other unicellular organisms for food to get energy. Unicellular organisms also respond to their environment, get rid of waste, grow, and reproduce. Unicellular organisms include prokaryotes and some eukaryotes. Prokaryotes, a cell without a membrane-bound nucleus, is a prokaryotic cell. In general, prokaryotic cells are smaller than eukaryotic cells. As shown below on the left, prokaryotic cells also have fewer cell structures. A unicellular organism made of only one prokaryotic cell is called a prokaryote. Some prokaryotes live in groups called colonies. Some can also live in extreme environments. The heat-loving bacteria that live in hot springs get their energy from sulfur instead of light. Eukaryotes. A eukaryotic cell has a nucleus surrounded by a membrane and many specialized organelles, as shown above on the right. This paramecium has an organelle called a contractile vacuole. The contractile vacuole collects extra water from the This paramecium has an organelle called a contractile vacuole. This contractile vacuole collects extra water from the paramecium cytoplasm and pumps it out. The contractile vacuole keeps the paramecium from swelling and bursting. A unicellular organism that is made of one eukaryotic cell is called a eukaryote. There are thousands of different unicellular eukaryotes. The alga that grows in the inside of an aquarium and the fungus that causes athlete's foot are unicellular eukaryotes. A multicellular organism is made of many eukaryotic cells working together. Each type of cell in a multicellular organism has a specific job that is important to the survival of the organism. Cell differentiation. Remember that all cells in a multicellular organism come from one cell, a fertilized egg. Cell division starts quickly after fertilization. The first cells made can become any type of cell, such as a muscle cell, a nerve cell, or a blood cell. This process by which cells become different types of cells is called cell differentiation. A cell's instructions are contained in its chromosomes. Nearly all the cells in an organism have identical sets of chromosomes. If an organism's cells have identical sets of instructions, how can the cells be different? Different cell types use different parts of the instructions on the chromosomes. A few of the many different types of cells that can result from cell differentiation are shown in the figure below. Not all cells in a developing animal differentiate. Stem cells are unspecified cells that are able to develop into many different types of cells. There are many stem cells in embryos, but fewer in adult organisms. Adult stem cells are important for cell repair and replacement. For example, stem cells in your blood marrow can produce more than a dozen different types of blood cells. These replace the cells that are damaged or worn out. Stem cells in your muscles can produce new muscle cells. These can replace torn muscle fibers. Plant cells. Plants also have unspecialized cells similar to the stem cells of animals. These cells are grouped in areas called meristems. Meristems are in different areas of a plant, including the tips of roots and stems. Cell division in meristems produce different types of plant cells with specialized structures and functions. These functions include transporting materials, making and storing food, or protecting the plant. Meristem cells might become part of the stem, leaves, flowers, or roots. Meristems are shown in the figure below. In multicellular organisms, similar types of cells are organized into groups. Tissues are groups of similar types of cells that work together to carry out specific tasks. Most animals, including humans, have four main types of tissue. These are muscle tissue, connective tissue, nervous tissue, and epithelial tissue. Muscle tissue makes movement possible. Connective tissues provide structure and support. Nervous tissue carries messages to and from the brain. Epithelial tissue forms the protective outer layer of skin and the lining of major organs and internal body cavities. Plants also have different types of tissues. The three main types of plant tissue are dermal tissue, vascular tissue, and ground tissue. Dermal tissue provides protection and helps reduce water loss. Vascular tissue transports water and nutrients from one part of the plant to another. Ground tissue provides storage and support. Photosynthesis takes place in ground tissue. Organs. Complex jobs in organisms require more than one type of tissue. Organs are groups of different tissues working together to perform a particular job. Your stomach is an organ that breaks down food. It is made of all four types of tissue: muscle, epithelial, nervous, and connective. Each type of tissue performs a specific function necessary for the stomach to work properly and break down food. Muscle tissue contracts and breaks up food. Epithelial tissue lines the stomach. Nervous tissue signals when the stomach is full. Connective tissue supports the stomach wall. Plants also have organs. A leaf is an organ specialized for photosynthesis. Each leaf is made of dermal tissue, ground tissue, and vascular tissue. Dermal tissue covers the outer surface of a leaf. The leaf is an important organ because it contains ground tissue that produces food for the rest of the plant. Ground tissue is where photosynthesis takes place. The ground tissue is tightly packed in the top half of the leaf. The vascular tissue moves both the food produced by photosynthesis and water throughout the leaf and plant. Organ systems. Most organs do not function alone. Instead, organ systems are groups of different organs that work together to complete a series of tasks. Human organ systems can be made of many different organs working together. For example, the digestive system is made of the stomach, the small intestine, the liver, and the large intestine. These organs all work together to break down food. Blood absorbs and transports nutrients from food to cells throughout the body. Plants have two main organ systems: the shoot system and the root system. The shoot system includes leaves, stems, and flowers. The shoot system transports food and water throughout the plant. The root system anchors the plant and takes in water and nutrients. Organisms. Multicellular organisms usually have many organ systems. The cells of these systems work together and carry out all the jobs needed for the organism to survive. There are many organ systems in the human body. Each organ system depends on the others and cannot work alone. For example, the respiratory system and circulatory system carry oxygen to the cells of the muscle tissue of the stomach. The oxygen aids in the survival of the muscle tissue cells.